So this is the second section of the sneaking for intensive treatment where you're following Frank Bowles. Harley, I guess, is like trying to slow you down to make sure that you're not following Gordon. I'm guessing that's why it is. I never really paid attention to the first few parts of the story. So I think the story got a little more fast moving as it went along. You know, there's more appearances from supervillains, a couple cameos, stuff like that. So yeah. Oh crap! No! Do not get back up. I'm warning you. Do not get back up. Yes, I got you again. Hope this hurts. Bang! Yeah. But yeah, as I said in a previous video, this is pretty easy. I'm going to show you how much... If you're fast, you can do this. See, I'm going to blow my cover right now. Yeah. See, so if you're fast, you can do it. But if you don't have all 4 health bars, like the health upgrades, you almost immediately just die. Unless you're pretty darn fast. Yeah. So over here, the instant batarangs come in useful for the chattering teeth because the chattering teeth just are easy ways to get more XP. So yeah. I don't know how to trigger it.
Yes, it is I, Edward Nixon, the Riddler, and more importantly, your intellectual superior.
So yeah, here's the first audio appearance of the Riddler. You actually never see him in the whole entire game. You hear from him often, though, so yeah.
Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait. So you did it well.
The toughest, I'm trying to think, toughest things that I did for the Riddler challenges when I was trying to get all of them was that this guy opened the door. I thought the Riddler would do something for me, but I guess he didn't. Is the question marks. That's the hardest part. Sometimes you can find one part, but you can't find the other parts, and that just gets really annoying. The trophies and the actual riddles aren't that hard. If you're sort of a Batman fan, you can get away with it pretty easily. If you're not a Batman fan, and this is your first Batman, I don't want to say, I'll say Batman entertainment, except for the movies, you're not really a Batman fan. It's a lot harder because a lot of the riddles involve characters not in the game, so it's a little tougher that way, but it's actually pretty fun because I'm not exactly a huge fan of Batman, but I know his enemies and I research on him. So yeah, that's what I was saying. If you don't know anything about Jack Ryder being Batman, Gotham City reporter, you would not know what the heck Jack Ryder is doing, why is he important, etc., etc. But if you solve the riddles in one save file and you go back to do it in a second save file, you'd be pretty surprised how easy all the riddles were to go around and find it a second time. For this walkthrough, I'm not collecting all the riddles. I actually just, whenever I see something obvious, I'll probably do it, but I'm not going out of my way to find a lot of them. Sometimes I'll just flat out skip them altogether. But if you're looking into that, maybe I'll like post a link for a good website which has more Riddler information later on. So here's a technical mistake that I guess, I don't know what's the deal with it, but I think I don't know if they purposely did this or if they messed up, but when you go in detective mode over here and the guy's got a gun, see that guy with the Arkham guard, and his gun isn't outlined red. Even when later in the game, when you go back to save Aaron Cash, his gun is outlined. So later in the game, when it's not, when the gun is outlined, even if the person isn't hostile to you. So it's just, I don't know if it was a technical glitch or they just forgot to put it in or what, but I just thought it was interesting because maybe they messed up on that part. Well, I'll give them credit. That was the only thing I found that was wrong with this game, was that one part right there is that the guns aren't highlighted by red. But, you know, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I might be just being a little too strict. They just did an absolutely fabulous job with this game, you know. It's really, like it said on the launch trailer, the Batman game we've been waiting for. It really, Batman's been deserving a game that really shows what a great hero he is. And this game perfectly portrays Batman, like, at the max. I mean, they got all the characters spot on. They've got the personalities. They've got the voice actors. The graphics aren't as good as other games I've seen, but they're pretty darn good. I'd say for the graphics, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It isn't the best I've seen, but it's still pretty good. Wow, I haven't really talked about gameplay this whole entire time while I've been playing this. So at this point in time, this is the first fight that has a fair amount of people to it. I think I may have to do a few moves you guys don't know yet, but oh wow, I got lucky on that. I swear that guy was gonna hit me while I did the ground takedown. If the only thing I was annoyed about is that in my first hard playthrough, the counter, you know, if you press the counter but there's nothing to counter for, he sort of just poses. And that gets a little annoying for when you're like, the guy hasn't exactly hit you yet, so you didn't get the timing right. So when you're doing the pose and you want to do another counter, it's like 2 seconds he does it and then the guy hits you and you didn't get the timing right. So that's a little annoying.